Hey, everyone. Welcome to Rep Your Grind. It's been a long time coming, but we are back in the building. Okay. I'm getting all my monitor situation situated and getting the people in, tuning, getting new to this, used to this. But I tell you, I'm enjoying the learning. I'm enjoying it. So, hey, y'all, my name is Vanetta, and welcome to Rep Your Grind podcast that changed from Rep Your Grind magazine to Rep Your Grind blog. It's been a couple of things, but all in all, we still Rep Your Grind. We don't just do it great, we represent. Okay, so we highlight entrepreneurs and their passions and how they turn their success by the things that they love to do. So tonight, I'm not going to keep you here for a time because I have a class at 7 that I really enjoy and I want to get to. But tonight, we are talking about making money from what you love. And I don't know about you, but it's good to me. Okay. We heard the phrase that if you do what you love, you'll make the money. I used to use that all the time when I first started Rip Your Grind, right? if you if you love what you do, that was our slogan. If you love what you do, represent. So y'all, if y'all can hear me, give me a heart. Let me know that you can hear me out there. Uh, I just want to make sure I'm just not talking to the air, that y'all can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me and everything. We're gonna get on in this thing. So tonight we are going to be talking about something that's really real when they talk about what you love will make you money or doing what you love will make you money. That is so true. But I learned in having my barbershop, I learned in having a boutique once. I learned that it takes you to really be grinding to make the income. We're gonna talk about 7 ways that you can turn your passion into profit. But I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. I want to really get in tonight and also reveal the hard truth that nobody really want to talk about. Even when they tell you like this is the hard truth, okay, but they still not seeing some of the sleepless nights, some of the times where you have to really manage the business from intertwining so much with your personal life. And you know how you clock in at your job from 8 to 4, 9 to 5, 8 to 5. You know when you're gonna have a break, 15 minutes, you know how long your lunch is, you know what time you get off. And most of us, even we're at home now since 2020, a lot of us working from home. But when you have your own grind, when you have your own ambitions, that takes more work than you just getting in your car going over here because you constantly working on the craft that you love so much, not so much to make the money, but you want it to flourish. Because like my son, he's the artist, and I mean he has some amazing drawing, but right now he just want it for him. So I'm talking to those grinders, those entrepreneurs that want to turn their passion like they Tony Hawk turned skateboard into Olympic sport. You see what I'm saying? Those people that have those aspirations. So once again, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to Rep Your Grind tonight. And I want to thank Anthony Walker, the Hump Podcast. He was supposed to be on here tonight, but I see he's live. He had an engagement, but I appreciate him, and he's gonna come back because I really want to share his grind with you of how much he cared for the children and his own community. So right now, I'm not gonna hold you anymore. We're gonna get into the 7 ways to turn your passion into profit and the truth that they do not tell you. And I know y'all probably saying, Look, girl, we done heard this 50 million times. I don't care how you flip it and pancake it. Everybody's saying the same thing. Well, I'm telling you from a serial entrepreneur that I don't know what they told you. I know I even looked on YouTube to see what was in the nuggets that they shared that I could share different. But being in the chair, I know it is, you really have to get your mind together because life start happening. And even when I put like Rep Your Grind on hold for a minute, right? Because I lost my daughter, I lost my mother. Uh, they told me that I probably had cancer. It was just so much going on. But every once in a while, I post up because this was one of the first from the ground up, not like the barbering. I always want to do. I mean, that God gave me outside of where I was from, Mississippi, in a whole state of Maryland, and I thought it was one thing and he changed it to something else. And then to have it die, I couldn't do that. I refused. I refused to let it die. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So here are 7 ways that you can turn your passion into profit. First one is you can monetize your knowledge. So everyone right now, and it's a big thing, I'm learning about the ebooks or my other podcast. It's been a journey. And if y'all haven't seen it, it's talk more of personal things, divorce, marriage, um, things that go on when life is like life and grief, and just a lot of emotional things that we go through. So it's 7 o'clock Central Time on Mondays. So tune into that. So I'm working over there trying to get my ebook and courses and coaching together because hey, I know some things about situations. Okay. So right here to monetize your knowledge, and it will work if you're an expert, right? Everybody said if you're an expert in something that you're doing or you've been doing for a long time, and you can package it into knowledge in a course, an ebook, and coaching service, you can sell it to people, and they'll pay for the convenience and the shortcut to get from A to Z. You see what I'm saying? But we don't realize that people won't buy it if they don't trust you. Do you take your advice? You know, when they see you, whatever's in your ebook, like when Rep Your Grind start doing consulting. And I would tell people when I go to open events, I didn't all the time tell people or the host that I was coming. You know, sometimes the DJ may see me and say, hey, we got Rep Your Grind in the building. But nobody really knew who Rep Your Grind was on the back end. They knew the label, they knew the logo, but they didn't know the person behind the pen or the typewriter at the time, right? So when I went in and I talked about consulting, I talked first, put your brand out there and then put you out there. Most people talk about put you out there and then people follow your brand. But if they already in love with you, it's not all the time they're going to support what you're doing. And then if you're consulting them and they see you doing XYZ opposite of ABC that you told them, then they're going to want to know, so why should I trust you if you're not taking your own advice? If you're not being business like when you go out, you see what I'm saying? If you tow up from the floor and you supposed to be blogging or vlogging or about an event or doing a segment of a show about XYZ and they see you doing the opposite, why should they trust you? So if you're gonna sell your courses or your ebooks, you're gonna start coaching, you're gonna have to walk the walk and talk the talk because they're not only going to take your advice and give you their money, they want to see are you walking your own advice. So the first thing, the truth about monetizing your knowledge in courses and ebooks is can they trust you? You have to build a credibility first through free content like YouTube, like we talking right now, right? When I had a barbershop, I had my first ever on my own barbershop in Baltimore. And I called it, I was on Barber's Road. That's what I called it. I was the only female barber And I was in the midst of nail barbers that been there and they're paid. You know how they have a dollar sign, like a $1 sign or two? They had like the $3 signs on that thing. Like they was already what people paying now. They was doing it back then in 2013. So I'm looking like, okay, I'm going in here. I'm just gonna do what I do with what I do, and then let God handle the rest. And I flourished, right? I because I wasn't willing to give up. And most of the time in my downtime, I took on courses to learn more about barbering. Then I took on Rep Your Grind. Then I had to learn about that. Back then I built the website. Wasn't no StreamYard that I knew of and all of these Shopify. I built that website per YouTube straight off the cuff from zero, nothing, no coding. I didn't understand, but when I got the knowledge of it, I went in there. So when I started coaching people and telling how did Rep Your Grind get so well known so fast? Within 2 years, I mean, I was trending on Twitter. How? First, it was God. I was faithful. I was diligent. I was consistent. And I was determined to have it work because God gave me that, right? So when you monetize your courses, please, please, please get be the person that you selling. You selling the course, but be the person that you are selling them to be. If you're telling them to be ABC and you over here not even taking your own advice to just sell something, after a while, what go in the dark gonna come to the light. They gonna see it, right? Then your knowledge needs to be consistently updated. Outdated ain't gonna work. Like even this, people talking about 7 ways to turn your passion into profit or how you can make money from what you love. If I didn't look at those things and see all I'm really talking about the same thing, but I said, let me talk about from a standpoint of a woman that started from Mississippi somewhere and was dedicated and working, had two things going at the same time, where my barbershop was funding my passion, right? And then after a while, it was going so that my passion started funding itself. So then I wanted to tell people how did it happen, but I had to stay consistently on this computer at a certain time. Like right now, I'm better at getting off at a certain time. When I first started, I would be on there at the barbershop. I would be on there once I cooked dinner. I would be on there until I got home and went to bed. I mean, I was on Rep Your Grind so that when the Rep Your Grind Awards started, I didn't sleep because I went through each business card, each website, and I did that. So you have to constantly update your knowledge. So you won't be selling them something that's back in 1912. And yeah, and it got to be high quality. The product matters, good audio, good visual, good editing. You have to make the content so incredible that they want to read it or listen to it if it's an audible or read the ebook 4, 5, 6 times. Don't be so sterile in your courses that it's just like a drill. A, B, do this, C, D. No, get them some context on, okay, how did you get to B from A? And then how did you move to C? Did anything fall you back to A? Put those nuggets in there, and then they could trust you and say, hey, she know or he know how I'm feeling, right? But they don't tell you that. They tell you go get one of these AI, put your little prompts in there or little knowledge that you think you may know, and put nah, babe. You need to let them see who you are, and that would draw them. Because when they read your courses, they feel like they talking to you verbally. That's number one. If you're gonna monetize your knowledge in your courses and your ebooks and coaching, be the person that you're selling them to be. right? Number two, freelance and consulting. Freelance and consulting. If you have a skill writing, like I love writing, I got paper in front of me right now. Marketing, social media manager, photography, event planning. I mean, companies and individuals will pay for your expertise. They will. I love decorating, but I ain't gonna go out there and say, hey, Chanel gonna make your wedding or event look like one of those TikTok reels or lemonade or Pinterest photo. That ain't my tea. But if you need social media management, hey, I got you. I can connect you to someone. Like if just say we are podcasters, bloggers, and we are connected, we are conduits, right? So if I don't know how to do it, Rep Your Grind is good to find someone. Like when I need or my cousin out of state and they contact me, hey, who did your logo? I contact four, five, six of which one that I feel is best for the personality of them. So right now I'm doing a service, right? I love to write. Type. You need something typed out, or you need your letter to be streamlined. I got you. So if that is your knowledge, but you have to understand this too. Now, this is where the truth they don't tell you come in at. You have to make sure that you're not trying to lowball, right? Make sure, I mean, your clients ain't trying to lowball you. You'll be shocked if they said so and so down the street or do it. We're going down the street. That's just Chanel, right? They try to lowball you, and you have to know your worth and your boundaries. And let me tell you this: when I first started cutting hair, right? And my dad was a part-time barber, he was a teacher, and I didn't get a chance to cut with him. That was my passion. But one thing he told me when I told him I was going to be a barber, and I mean, I'm an X-ray tech. I worked in the medical field, but barbering had been my thing since I was little. And I told him, I said, when I get grown, I'm gonna cut with you. And you know, he said to me the first thing, he said, if you cutting your family hair, get that money first. He said, the people that will lowball you is your family, your friends. They be like, hey, you got so and so, I pay you next week. Come on, you know we family. No, this a business though. But they don't tell you all of that when they say how that passion can go to profit. But if you don't watch it, your passion will just become a hobby because after a while you get burnt out from people trying to take advantage of you. Yes, you have to understand like barbering, the income is inconsistent. Freelancing is inconsistent. You're a photographer. Somebody may not call you this week. You may not have bookings for next month. You have to learn where your hot months are. Graduation time, summertime, events like that. Even if you out there putting 1,000 cards in the people's hand, you may get 15 from that 1,000. But then when you go to those events and you being who you say you are, and you being the amount of the whatever income you saying you charging, and you being there, then that they're gonna refer you because your quality, right? But it's not consistent. So you have to have a strategy. I'm talking to my entrepreneurs that's out there that want to make their passion their main source of income. And I tell anyone, until you get that thing down packed that is drawing money in constantly, keep that job you have. Keep that job you have. Because something gotta fund your passion before your passion start funding you. Right? They'll tell you quit your job, but they ain't tell you they didn't stacked up 5 years worth of payment income in the bank. They'll tell you, walk out from your job and do what you love. Yeah, but you done just kept all your income tax for the last 6 years. You understand? They don't tell you that. You're not just selling a skill, you're running a business, contracts, pricing strategy, communication skills. That matters when you're trying to freelance and consult if that's your passion. Give, I don't care if Boo Boo and Shay Shay come to you and they want you to do some tiles in their house, and you are a construction worker or a builder, and they related to you or they your good friend, and you don't give them a quote or a contract. That's not business. But when they tell you to turn that passion in it, they ain't telling you the nitty gritty. Some of them ain't gonna like you. And the main thing I want to tell you, when you turn your passion into profit, the people that you think is going to help you, that ain't them. That's not going to be the person that's going to give you what you're looking for. They ain't going to be your main supporter. Number three, content creation and monetization, like YouTube, podcast, and blogging. And it works. If you love talking, teaching, and entertaining, you have earned like ads, sponsorship. You can have affiliate marketing once you build your audience. But now, listen to this, once you build the audience. Because in that building of the audience, if you're not focused and consistent and having your mind on the end goal, you will get burned out and quit. Because all these viral things that happening around you, and it seems like everybody getting tagged and they viral. Why can't I go viral? I've been on TikTok 3 years. I've been on Instagram 8 years. I ain't went viral yet. And if but if you love content creating, keep content creating. Keep creating things that you love to do. Keep doing it because it's gonna hit. It's it's gonna happen. But they don't tell you it takes years to make real money. It takes years to get those ads. For some, most creators don't see real income for 1 or 2 years. And if you're not consistent and in a niche that's hot and thriving and that's on point right now, it may be 3 to 4 years, right? And then consistency is the key. Going viral once won't sustain you, but they'll stick that in your head. Try to go viral, try to go, what? Okay, really? Eh, Now people don't even know what will go viral. They won't. So content alone isn't enough. You need understanding of the SEO, the algorithm, the marketing. You need to know what are they doing. Like with my um boutique, I go on there before summer, before spring, before because I need to know what's coming in. I watch the fashion shows in the area that I'm in the diagram demographics of the people that I'm serving, what they're into, the age bracket, and the ladies that I want to sell to, then I keep up with what's going on. Then, but I need to know what the SEO, what my hashtag, what my wording, what I need to do to sell the items I want to sell. Okay. Number four, selling handmade or digital products. And you can do that. It's some talented people out here in this world. And if TikTok ain't showed that, they are out there, right? So if you create something unique, physical or digital, you can sell it on Etsy, Shopify, and even your own website. But the thing that they don't tell you is marketing is more important than the product itself. The visual marketing, the I mean the whole aspect of marketing, the photography, the wording, the is more important than the garment because first you got to get them to see the garment before they touch it. But then that means you need the market to catch their attention long enough that they want to see the specs, they want to see the sizing, they want to see the color variations. They want, but you got to catch them, and that's where marketing come in. If don't nobody see it, don't want nobody buy it, right? Then you have to think about how fierce is competition, because they out there. I had to pray, like, okay, Lord, my boutique, I want my thing to get on down. What I'm have to do? I don't want to have to worry about copycats and all this. You have to be uh, um, creative and working on what you want your business to be, especially if you have a brick and mortar or you just online. We're talking about boutiques. Even if you're a singer and songwriter, you got to get out there and market yourself, your lyrics, right? Even if you have to sing it yourself, you got to be innovating to be to get your products out there. So when the demand grows, you need to raise prices or higher help to scale, and that thing is very important. Scaling. We're gonna talk about that in another time. I'm gonna talk about scaling, okay, and what it really means when you're selling a handmade or physical, even digital products. Period. Number five is subscription-based business and membership. Now, I wouldn't mind getting into this, but I really need to know a little bit more about it. And that's what I'm talking about. Before you just go out here and say, I'm gonna do this, it'll burn out so fast. You will burn out if you don't have the knowledge and really see, is this what I want to do? Because everything, if you go on YouTube, they'll tell you passive income this, passive income that. If you love what you do, this. But what if that ain't what I love to do? And you just want to do it to make the money? And what if you don't make it? You will soon fall off. So people love exclusive access to knowledge, communities, and service, and real current revenue provide consistent income. But first, you got to get them in there. That goes all the way back to number one. Even if you're doing, products and services, you gotta be trustworthy. But they don't tell you keeping members engaged is tough. They don't want to hear you talking about you made this cream 5 times in the last 6 months, right? It's tough to keep people engaged. That's why on TikTok, most of the real the carousel wheel of the reels are 3 seconds. Them words need to be changed at least three seconds. Because they'll lose interest real quick. Because they got billions of people on there they can watch. Right? People cancel fast if they do not see a value. And it ain't gotta be like 3 months from now. I mean, they'll cancel you in 30 days. Like, I don't want to pay another $5. They're gonna spend that $5 at $1.25. You consistently need to fresh content. You need to have perks to keep subscribers happy. They need to have a free gift, or email that said 25% off something that you may be selling that's physical or digital. They need to know if I'm subscribing, what are you talking about every month? They're gonna keep me in here. Or what I can say in here that's gonna keep me in here, right? Payment platforms take cuts. Everybody gonna get a piece of your income when you doing subscription. Everybody, the website, the credit card. I mean, name it. Even if they do a cash out. So you have to have all that in mind when you're doing this. How much you willing to pay out to bring in what you love to do, right? Number six, and we almost done. Number six is brand collaboration and sponsorship. And if you have an engaged audience and a brand, they will come in and pay you to feature their product. If you got the people on there and you consistent and you determined, and you dedicated to your craft, you dedicated to be out there in front of the camera, you dedicated to creating these reels and these posts, you dedicated and love and makeup, or you love and items of clothing, you love talking, you love music. If you dedicate to brands, you ain't got to worry about it. They're gonna contact you once they see your following go up. You ain't got to work. Your email gonna be blowing up. But what they don't tell you that brands only work with creators who have engaging followers. Follow count alone isn't enough. They need to see they talking in the comments. They need to see what are they saying to you. Are they asking where you got that from? Are they asking you where you going for an event? Are they asking you what are you wearing? Are they constantly want to see what you're doing, where you're going, where you're being? Right? Some brands undervalue creators. You have to know that too. They might offer free products instead of money. So do you want a house full of boxes? Or do you want a bank full of dough? That took me right there because you have to think about, okay, they show 'em, a lot of people show, say, look at this, I got my content, whatever it is. Okay, this free product. You ain't gonna sell what you about to do to show to your clients on here. So that means, okay, you ain't giving no money. So do you want a box full of products? You need to think about that. Or do you want a bank full of dough? Lower laffy dough, as my mama called it. And if you overdo sponsorship, your audience will lose interest. They'll be like, you don't really like it. Maybe you're just doing it because they paying you. When they see someone that pays sponsor, they be like, "Ugh, everything she do that she ain't just going to the store no more. Like when you first started organically just picking up stuff. And even if it was a strategy to get where you are now, but they felt like you spent your own coin and you'll tell the truth, right? The last one I have is passive income stream, right? Everybody talking about that. Everybody talking about that. Everybody. Passive income. You want passive income? You want passive income? Come on, I can get you your passive income. And it's good. Digital products, you post it up, people buy. Investments, real estate property, uh, rental property, printables, books, back to the e-courses. People can buy them over and over and over and over and over while you're asleep. But passive income take uh, active effort upfront. It doesn't happen overnight, right? Upfront, you gotta grind. You gotta get it seen. You gotta have them flyers. You gotta get the markups. If you're doing digital, you gotta get the markups. If you're doing tangible, you have to get the product photographed. You need to go out there and put it out there. Put little things, little signs, little codes, little blinking lights to make people want to see it. Before you can go to sleep, you have to be awake for that passive income, right? If you don't market your digital, it won't sell. So when they tell you you can make money in your sleep, first you gotta be awake, baby. First, you need to know what's going on. Investments come with risk. You need financial literacy to be successful. They don't tell you that. They don't. But you have to. So right here, as I do in everything, we have homework questions. And for my people that come on later, and like tonight, two people on, that's good for me. Thank you, Star T Boys, for checking me out. Look, I do this because I love it. And I'm not good at being in front of camera. I'm more of a typist. I like being print. But I'm stepping out of the box because things are changing. So just like I was telling you earlier, you got to be current. What's going on? I got to be current. I went from a blog where I was doing print to a vlog where I was doing videos and going to events and blogging about it, going to fashion shows and vlogging about it and showing the fashion and doing it. I had to learn that because I am a behind the camera person. So now I'm doing podcasting, live shows on Facebook and YouTube. Why? Because I want to keep current. When life started happening and I had to go on pause, one thing I didn't do was quit. That is not an option. If you have to post every 3, 4 weeks until you get the momentum, until whatever life is dealing you pass by and God give you the opportunity to catch that second wind, come right back in it like you never left and regain them followers that you may have lost. Because, like, it was a young lady said to me when I asked her to be one of the guests on here, and she was like, I've been following you from the beginning. I'd be honored to be. You know what that did for me? Every now and then, someone hit me up and be like, hey, Vanetta, we miss you. You the original show of grind. That does a lot because I believed in my own platform. Therefore, I assist in other platforms and I created a safe space and events and award shows that show people that I care about them. Right there, I built my trust. So if I had to pause when I come back, I may lost a few, but they know once you really in there, once I'm really get my footing, it's on. That's how you have to be to get profit from your passion. You got to be consistent and dedicated. You got to know about money. You need to know about your income situation. Not just I'm not. That's different from your money. I'm talking your income for when things are inconsistent, right? So here are the questions. Number one, what would you do every day, even if you weren't getting paid? These are the questions I had to ask myself when I was starting, right? So podcasting, I'm learning to love, but barbering is my passion, right? So I started from the love of seeing my daddy cut hair as a little girl sitting on the crate sucking my thumb, and somebody come in and looked like he was from the Boogie Bear tribe in the back of the forest. And when he left, he looked like he was boogie down from the Bronx. You hear me? And I looked right there and I was like, that's what I want to do when I go. I want to be a barber. I was like, that was amazing to see the transformation. And I mean, I didn't get into barbering until I was 30 something. I worked in the medical field, went on the x-rays and radiology, and I went back to barbering full-fledged head in there because it never left me. So what would you do every day, even if you weren't getting paid? I want you to answer that. Number two is what problems does your passion solve for others? You got to know that if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you got to know what your passion is. Because what kind of entrepreneur you gonna be if it don't solve them? I'm a barber because there's some never-headed people out there. No point intended, but you right? They want to be groomed nice. They want their hair in place. Hmm? So what is it? Because Rep Your Grind, we help entrepreneurs gain exposure and connect with their audiences. We are a conduit. We are connectors. This is what Rep Your Grind is. I highlight individuals that love what they do and represent their love to the fullest, so our future generation can see what they're doing and achieve their dreams. And no matter where you come from, no matter how you feel, you got this. You can do it, right? Next question I have is, are you willing to embrace the learning curve to make your passion profitable? Are you willing? When I told y'all I stayed up all night to learn how to make my website for Rep Your Grind magazine, let me tell you something. I stayed up all night, right? I had to learn marketing, branding, editing. Nothing came easy. But guess what? I was determined that Rep Your Grind was going to be a major e-magazine. But guess what? Even in doing that, Rep Your Grind turned out to be so much more. It ended up hosting an award show that I had people there that was celebrities in their own right, right? I had people that I was interviewing and being in secret location when stars come in and host concerts. And Rep Your Grant was one of them there. And I looked around at my peers and it wasn't any face that I knew. And this a little girl coming from Mississippi. If I could have called them, I would have texted them. But when Fantasia come to town, they let you know and said, meet here. God had a connection and people giving uh me Beyonce tickets. You see what I'm saying? So be consistent, embrace the learn curve, learn all you can because your gift will make room for you. And what's so crazy is the room that it makes for you ain't even the original room you thought you were gonna go in. Excuse me. Right? Another question I have. How do you define success? How? First, it was impact. Second is money. And when it's done right, they go hand in hand. You make an impact and you consistent on it and you true to it. You're not just talking to sell, you selling people. Yo, my husband called. You're not just talking to sell. You really walking this thing, you talking this thing out, and they can see the genuineness in your heart about the passion you have for other people and yourself. The After a while, you ain't have to worry about it. People looking for honesty, even in business. Because from the White House to the outhouse, they lying, right? Next, the last question I have for you tonight is, what's stopping you from starting today? You know, they got a saying on if you want to be a podcaster or YouTube, just push play. No, before you push play, get your nerves up, get your wording together, study, research what you want to say, make sure you have it where you're comfortable, then push play. That's what I say. Being imperfect, that don't mean anything anymore. We all imperfect, right? But starting is the key to success. It is. So I thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. So I will leave you with these final thoughts that I had to think about. I wanted to say making money from your passion is possible, but it is not easy. It requires learning, strategy, and patience. But the good news is if you're willing to put in the work, your passion can pay you back. But which of the strategies do you see yourself using? Drop it in the comments. DM me. Let me know if you love what you do, if you represent to the fullest, but you still not seeing residual income or you still not seeing where money coming into play. Let me know. Contact me. I've been doing it for a while, right? So remember, if you want to have profit from your passion, first you got to learn and be dedicated. You got to be consistent and you got to be real with yourself. So I thank y'all so much for coming tonight. Follow us on all social media platforms. Rep Your Grind, RepYoGrind. We're back in the building and we're coming back in strong. Until next time, y'all, have a great night.